On June 20th, 2023, a trucker was traveling eastward along Highway 401 in Ontario, Canada, when the fuel tanker ahead suddenly veered off its lane and slammed into the highway's center median, causing a massive fireball that swept across the entire highway. The dashcam driver managed to stop just in time, and one car can be seen barely escaping the flames, with no outsiders getting harmed at all. While the highway had to be closed for 24 hours, this serves as a reminder to stay alert behind the wheel, because danger can strike without warning, just like in our next clip. Because when this family was driving home on the 10 freeway in Beaumont, California, a rocket launch lit up the night sky above them. The glowing trail kept getting brighter, and drivers ahead started slowing down to watch. That's when several cars on the left lane couldn't brake fast enough and slammed into each other, causing a 3-car pileup.
It's a rocket.
No, but the thing is, it broke.
Whoa!
It broke.
Ah!
Oh shit, this guy is not paying attention, man.
Fortunately, the driver swerved out of the way just in time, and all other drivers survived with minor injuries. As it turned out, the rocket responsible for the chaos was a SpaceX Falcon 9, carrying satellites into orbit. However, the trail that distracted so many drivers was just exhaust gases lit up by the sun. But these were only 2 of the 20 most disturbing dashcam moments captured, and trust me, they only get more messed up from here, including a trucker hanging off a bridge or a deadly road rage. This woman was driving down a quiet road when she stumbled across a group of men illegally dumping trash on the side of the road. They were blocking her path, so she confronted them, but that decision quickly backfired. One of the men spotted her dash cam, and the group immediately turned hostile.
The camera! The camera! Give me your camera!
Get off!
Give me your camera!
Get off!
The camera!
Get
The
off!
camera!
Get off!
Hey!
God, for God's sake!
Realizing she had just made herself a target, she floored it and managed to lose them before they could catch up. It's terrifying to think what they would have done if they had caught her, because illegal dumpers have been known to go to extreme lengths to avoid getting caught, and she had just recorded their faces and everything they were doing. On September 1st, 2021, Hurricane Ida hit the East Coast and triggered a massive tornado outbreak. Despite the warnings, trucker Carl Bayer was driving through Horsham, Pennsylvania, when his dashcam captured him stopping at a red light. Visibility was almost zero from the pouring rain, and then, in just a flash, a tornado rolled through and destroyed the power lines ahead while shaking his tractor trailer.
Tomorrow morning. It will then fall below flood stage Friday afternoon. Impact at 9.0 feet. Several driveways and other minor roadways are affected. Water begins to enter some basements. Impact at 10.0 feet. High water isolates several houses. Impact at 12.0 feet. A number of secondary roads are closed, resulting in some evacuation.
The tornado flipped his entire trailer on its side, but fortunately, his seatbelt kept him secure, and Bayer walked away with only minor injuries. The driver of the van ahead immediately pulled over to help as soon as he saw what happened. However, this wouldn't be the last time Mother Nature caused some disturbing dashcam footage. But when these sisters were driving on the highway, 2 cars suddenly came speeding from behind, and then, out of nowhere, one of them slammed into their car, causing a dangerous crash. The older sister stayed calm and comforted her little sister while calling 911 for help.
We're okay. We're okay. Stay in the car. It's okay.
What wasn't my fault, was it?
No, it's okay. Oh my God. It's okay. Look, we're okay.
Some viewers claimed it was the dashcam driver's fault, but others pointed out the passing car had been speeding on the shoulder in a coned-off section before crashing into the median. Fortunately, no one was hurt as the airbags deployed on impact. When the dashcam driver and his friend were cruising down the highway in Australia, out of nowhere, a car came speeding up from behind. It swerved around them, cut in front, and slammed on the brakes, clearly trying to run them off the road. At first, it seemed like nothing more than road rage, but then things took a terrifying turn. The 2 men noticed the driver was holding an axe and waving it out his window, threatening them.
Oh, he's got an axe, dude. Like, he's got an axe. Stay. Yeah. What are you doing? Oh, f*** off. Keep distance, bro. Oh, Are you ready, Chucky? Are you here?
So they made a quick U-turn to try to lose him, but the man kept following. Unfortunately, the situation only escalated from there when they took the next exit and approached a roundabout.
Don't stress. Whoa!
Fuck,
Keep
man.
driving. Holy
Man, call the cops.
Yeah.
It's gonna ram us again, bro.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, keep going. Just keep. Oh my God!
In hell.
The attacker rear-ended them twice. However, the second hit caused him to spin out and go off the road. The two men used the chance to escape and drove straight to the nearest police station. Police later found the vehicle and arrested the driver. According to the dashcam owner, the man was convinced they had robbed his house the night before, but disturbingly, the two had never even seen him before in their lives. It was later determined he was under the influence at the time, and he was sentenced to 2 years in prison. On April 3rd, 2024, the dashcam driver was making his way up a steep mountain when the ground suddenly started shaking, forcing him and the car ahead to a complete stop to avoid falling off the edge. That's when things got terrifying, because as the car in front started reversing, rocks began rolling down the hill toward them. They managed to dodge the first wave of debris, but then a massive boulder slammed into the back of the car ahead. The dashcam driver quickly reversed to safety. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but the experience left them completely shaken. As it turned out, the cause of the chaos was a devastating 7.4 magnitude earthquake that struck Hualien City in Taiwan that morning, causing massive damage across the region. On March 1st, 2024, Sydney Thomas, a 26-year-old semi-driver, was crossing the 2nd Street Bridge when things took a terrifying turn. A pickup truck swerved into her lane, causing a devastating crash that left her truck dangling over the Ohio River for about 40 terrifying minutes. Sydney genuinely believed she was going to die and even considered unbuckling her seatbelt and jumping out, but instead, she drew on her military training to stay calm and pray for rescue. However, when firefighters finally arrived, they pulled her to safety. Fortunately, Sydney did not suffer any injuries and has since returned to doing deliveries for over a year now. In this footage, the fault lies entirely with the dashcam driver, because while his girlfriend was dozing off in the passenger seat, he fell asleep behind the wheel too. At first, the truck stayed on the road, but then it started drifting, and before he knew it, the vehicle swerved off the road completely. He woke up just in time to regain control and avoid a catastrophic crash. Fortunately, the two walked away with nothing but a shock, but this is a chilling reminder of how dangerous it is to drive while feeling tired. A split second later, and this could have ended very differently. This footage was captured in October 2014 and shows a driver traveling down a dark road late at night. After a few moments, he came across a car with its hazard lights on, stopped in the middle of the road. The driver went around it, but not much further ahead, he had to slow down again. This time for a man pushing a baby stroller down the center of the road. That's when things took a disturbing turn. The man with the stroller started walking toward the vehicle, getting closer and closer. The driver put the car in reverse and began backing away, but the man kept coming, and then he started running at them. The driver reversed faster and eventually lost him. To this day, it's unknown why a man would be pushing a stroller down a dark road late at night, but some have speculated it was an attempted robbery using tactics seen in places like Corpus Christi, Texas. Whatever his intentions were, the driver made the right call getting out of there. When this trucker was making his way through a narrow 2-lane construction zone in heavy rain, another truck came speeding up from behind and tried to overtake from the left. And as it passed, the truck drove straight through a massive puddle, sending a wall of water directly at his windshield. In an instant, he lost all visibility. Even his side windows were completely flooded. With no way to see the road ahead, all he could do was keep his truck straight and hope the other driver did the same. Both trucks were at serious risk of hydroplaning, but somehow they managed to stay in their lanes without colliding. It was a terrifyingly close call that could have ended in disaster, and this is exactly why reckless driving in rainy conditions is so dangerous. One careless move can put multiple lives at risk in a matter of seconds. On December 6, 2016, at around 11 p.m., a man named Julio Perez was leaving a Carl's Jr. parking lot when he noticed a red Chrysler following him out. When he reached a stop sign, the car pulled up right in front of him, completely blocking his path. Alarm bells immediately went off, and without hesitation, Julio threw his car in reverse and backed away. Chrysler kept coming. The terrifying pursuit went on for several minutes until the driver got ahead of him and threw an object at his windshield, which luckily missed.
The f***, man?
That's when Julio decided to call 911.
911 emergency.
Hey, there's a car following me. He's throwing shit at me. I'm on Lomas going to eastbound, and he's I don't know what he's doing, man.
Okay, Lomas, and what's the closest cross street to you?
Right now, San Pedro. It's a red light. Holy shit.
While he managed to get through to the authorities, help wouldn't arrive right away. So with nothing but his composure and driving skills, he kept maneuvering away from the red Chrysler. Then he spotted a police car stopped at a traffic light and immediately drove toward it for help.
What's going on? Oh, there's a cop right next to me. This guy right behind me. Hold on. Hey, this guy right here.
Are you still there?
This guy right here. Holy shit. The cops are going
Is
after
the
him right
officer
now.
there with you?
No, he just went on a high-speed car chase. What the f was that? You saw that shit? Holy shit.
The Chrysler sped off as soon as the driver saw Julio pull up to the officer, and the cop gave chase. Unfortunately, the suspect escaped during the highway pursuit, and neither the officer nor Julio could identify the license plate. As a result, police were never able to build a case. They also never confirmed the attacker's motives, but both Julio and the police suspected it was likely a carjacking attempt. It's chilling to think what could have happened if Julio hadn't kept his cool that night. His quick thinking is the only reason he made it out safely. When this van driver was cruising along a quiet country road in the UK, a green Bentley came out of nowhere and overtook him before brake-checking him dangerously. Instead of reacting, he simply sped up and passed the Bentley. But that decision would only make things worse, because just moments later, the reckless driver overtook him again. This time, brake-checking him to a complete stop in the middle of the road. When the man got out and marched toward the van, banging aggressively on the driver's window, when the van driver told him to go away, the man stormed back to his car, popped open his trunk, and pulled out a baseball bat.
Yep.
But he wasn't done. The enraged driver approached the van again and swung the bat menacingly just inches from the window before pulling out his phone to snap a picture of the license plate. To this day, it's unknown whether the man was ever charged or what triggered his violent outburst. This is a perfect example of how to handle road rage. Stay calm, don't engage, and make sure you have a dash cam recording everything. It's terrifying to think how quickly the situation could have turned deadly if the van driver had stepped out of his vehicle. When this family was approaching a red light in Albuquerque, a pickup truck suddenly cut them off and drove straight over the pavement.
Oh my god, oh my god.
And then the driver jumped out and took off running.
Want to go chase him?
No.
Out of shock, the father waited at the green light while calling 911, but instead of getting his wife and child to safety, he made a dangerous decision and tried to play hero.
You're gonna get it, fucker! Coward! Bitch!
That's when things took a terrifying turn. A silver car pulled up with a man holding a gun.
He has a gun.
Oh shit.
Babe, he has a gun.
When the family realized what was happening, they tried to drive off, but but unfortunately, turning left only brought them closer to the scene. Gunshots rang out, and suddenly they found themselves caught in the middle of the crossfire. However, the father managed to make a sharp turn and speed away, while his wife frantically explained to 911 what they had just witnessed.
Oh my God, please, there's somebody shooting over here. There was a wreck.
At 4th
Oh
and
my
Bridge.
God,
They're shooting people.
4th and Bridge, there's a guy with a gun.
Two different people. One guy had an AK-47, the other guy was shooting with a pistol.
As it turned out, the pickup truck had been stolen, and the man with the gun was actually the owner chasing down the thief. It's chilling to think how close this family came to disaster, all because the father tried to be a hero instead of just driving away. In 2021, a grandmother was driving on I-95 North in Maryland with her granddaughter when a truck suddenly merged into her lane, forcing her to swerve left and nearly causing a massive crash. But the nightmare was just beginning. Moments later, the same truck came up on her left and rammed into her vehicle, forcing her towards the barrier and nearly running her off the road. Terrified for her and her granddaughter's safety, she called 911. The operator told her to pull over, but the truck pulled over too. That's when things took a chilling turn. The driver stepped out holding an axe and approached her vehicle, threatening her before getting back into his truck and driving off. To this day, the man's motives remain unknown. According to the grandmother, the only possible provocation was that she might have been driving a little slow for the middle lane. It's terrifying to think that something so minor could trigger such a violent reaction. And even more disturbing that she had her granddaughter in the car when it happened. On April 2nd, 2015, a man named Paul Yearley was driving to work when he suddenly blacked out behind the wheel. His foot went limp and slammed the gas pedal to the floor. The car shot off the highway, smashed through a fence, and narrowly missed a power line before swerving wildly across an open field. At one point, it drifted dangerously close back toward the highway before veering away at the last second. Then, Paul regained consciousness and slammed on the brakes just in time. His doctors later determined the blackout was caused by a hereditary low blood pressure condition, and terrifyingly, it was the first time it had ever happened to him. A few feet in the wrong direction, and this could have ended very differently. In 2018, married couple Lauren and Brian Swenson were in Nairobi, Kenya, planning to open a CrossFit gym. They were driving around filming fitness videos when they came across a white van blocking the road, so they drove around it. But that's when things took a terrifying turn. 3 men armed with machetes came sprinting straight toward their vehicle.
They do, and that's here. Drive forward. Just drive forward. Drive forward.
In a panic, the driver threw the car in reverse, but then someone in the car urged him to go forward instead. So they sped past the attackers and somehow managed to escape.
Still there?
Yeah. The cops.
To this day, it's still unknown who those men were or what they wanted. It's chilling to think what could have happened if the driver had hesitated for even a second. But fortunately, Lauren and Brian eventually opened their CrossFit gym as planned, something that certainly wouldn't have happened if the attackers had caught them. But this hijacking attempt from Bangladesh is even more terrifying, because when this dashcam driver was making his way down a pitch-black road, he came across a roadblock up ahead. That's when multiple men armed with machetes came sprinting toward his vehicle. He quickly threw the car in reverse, but the nightmare was just beginning. More and more hijackers emerged from their hiding spots on both sides of the road, attacking his car with rocks and sticks. He kept reversing as fast as he could and somehow managed to get enough distance to escape. It's chilling to think what would have happened if he had hesitated for even a second, or even worse, gotten out to see what was going on. When this married couple was driving through heavy rain, things took a terrifying turn. A van in the right lane suddenly lost control on the slick road and spun out directly into their path. But the husband reacted instantly, swerving out of the way just in time to avoid a collision. It's chilling to think what could have happened if he had reacted a second later, but fortunately, no one was hurt, and his wife's reaction said it all.
How did you get us out of that? How the fuck did we not get in an accident right there?
This man was stuck in traffic on the 2 freeway in Glendale, California, when out of nowhere, a Tesla sideswiped him while overtaking on the right. And then the car came to a complete stop without warning. He slammed on the brakes just in time to avoid a collision, but what happened next was far worse. The Tesla driver stepped out and started walking toward him with a metal pipe in his hand. The victim immediately called authorities after the attack, but since the Tesla had no license plates, they couldn't track the attacker right away. However, in the days that followed, police received multiple reports from other drivers describing the exact same thing: a man in a Tesla attacking people on the road with a metal pipe before speeding off. The road rage attacker was later identified as Nathaniel Radamak, who already had warrants out for his arrest on several other charges. He was ultimately sentenced to 5 years in prison in 2023.
Tesla driver seen on video attacking cars with a metal pipe. CHP officers arresting 36-year-old Nathaniel Radamek yesterday in Torrance.